Hello and good day, Mike Adcock with an update on Tropical Disturbance 95W. If you've been following along on westernpacificweather.com, storm2k.org, any tropical weather website focused on the Western Pacific, I've been following along on some of the tropical talk on Twitter. You've heard about a potential typhoon in the Western Pacific, and that's a model prediction on 95W. Well, currently this is as of 6 Zulu, per the Naval Research Laboratory, was positioned about 205 kilometers northeast of Saipan in the Mariana Islands. Winds, again, per NRL, is 20 knots. JTWC going a little bit less, 10 to 15 knots, and pressure is 1,007. Now, you see down there medium in terms of development chances. I actually want to read you verbatim this is the significant tropical weather advisory that the Joint Typhoon Warning Center issues out. You can find it under WMO header ABPW10. You can of course go to their website. Basically it's a tropical outlook, and it reads, this is from 6 Zulu today on the 10th. It reads, the area of convection previously located near 14.5 north, 146.5 east is now located near 16.2 north, 147.3 east, approximately 225 nautical miles northeast of Andersen Air Force Base, Guam. Animated multispectral satellite imagery reveals disorganized convection around a broad area of troughing with no improvements in the structure over the past 6 hours. A 3:33 Zulu AMSUB microwave image shows troughing throughout the area and hints at developing low-level circulation beginning to form north of the previous location. Upper-level analysis reveals low to moderate vertical wind shear, 10 to 20 knots, and favorable equatorward divergence. Dynamic model guidance continues to aggressively develop a tropical cyclone out of this area in the next 48 to 72 hours. Maximum sustained winds maximum sustained surface winds are estimated at 10 to 15 knots. Minimum sea level pressure is estimated to be near 1,007 millibars. Due to the model development and overall favorable conditions, the potential for development of a significant tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours remains medium. Now, kind of placing this in English, what they're saying is it's a tropical wave embedded in the monsoon trough. Nothing really out of the ordinary there. And taking a look here on the multispectral imagery, again, it's nothing to really write home about. You've got a lot of showers and thunderstorms affecting the Marianas as well as Guam. But it's not you don't really see much of a low. It's a trough. You don't see it ramping up, no huge balls of convection. It's just a tropical wave going along the pattern. But taking a look at the overall conditions, the wind shear's not bad. Water temperatures are plenty warm. There's really nothing detracting it from development, but the big story is how the models take off with it. And based heavily on that, I won't say solely, but heavily on that, they've gone with medium in terms of the development chances. Well, I kind of wanted to take a look at some of the models real quick and go into detail about what's going on. These charts are courtesy of tropicaltidbits.com. Please go check them out. Levi Cohen puts these together, and they're really nice products. This product right here, this is the GFS model, mean sea level pressure and 10-meter wind speeds. Actually, there we go. Start us off. What we're focused on is this area of low pressure, again, east of the Marianas Islands. Now, it's initialized a little off, 1,006 millibars. What's a millibar amongst friends here? Over the next few days, not a whole lot. It slowly gets its act together as it kind of meanders around the Marianas. But once you notice, as we get toward the 12th, this really starts to get organized, looking at a tropical depression, possibly a tropical storm, possibly. And that's going to be late in the evening on the 12th. And as we head toward the weekend, you're just going to continue to see this system ramp up. Now, one thing to keep in mind as we're looking at a model here, this is a global model. Global models don't tend to resolve, or really there's few models, if any, that can properly resolve the small structures within a tropical cyclone. So they tend to underperform a bit in terms of intensity, in terms of wind speed. So keep that in mind as we go through this. But as we get toward, say the morning of the 15th, at this point we've got a pretty strong system out there. Wind speed's already knocking at least toward 50 knots. Again, model indicated. So by and large, a typhoon by this point is pretty probable. And the next name would be Man-yi. As we get through the weekend, this system continues to develop, again, per the GFS, and by Monday into Tuesday, we get a significant typhoon knocking on the door of Okinawa. And right there is Okinawa, so you can see really getting close. That's going to be, right here. This is the morning of the 17th, Tuesday morning. And you've got typhoon force winds right over Okinawa. At this point, it continues to move off to the west and make landfall later on in the week in Taiwan. Now, I want to stress: does this mean Okinawa is going to get a typhoon next week? Absolutely not. I'm throwing this up at more as informational. The problem, especially with a storm this week, the models are going to have a very hard time resolving it and progging it forward. Yesterday we were talking about a landfall in southern Japan. I saw a run earlier today that had a landfall near the Philippines. So I mean, this whole region is under the threat. Right now, at least the GFS is favoring an Okinawa and Taiwan hit. But that being said, this is the GFS full resolution. This is more of a tropical, tighter resolution, and it's pretty good for the tropics. Again, develops the system, and by the end of the weekend, early next week, strong typhoon coming through. See wind pressure readings there. 945, 946 millibars. So very, very intense. And actually, you can see another tropical cyclone forming in behind it. And then again, landfall there in Taiwan. That being said, this is the GEM model. It develops it and takes it further north, and actually makes landfall in the western portions of the Kanto Plain. So, again, is this going to be an Okinawa landfall? Is this going to be a southern Japan landfall? There is a lot of uncertainty, especially with a system it's not even a low, it's just a trough of low pressure. It's going to continue to require watching. Here's NavGem. The interesting part about this one, it really doesn't intensify it too much. Possibly tropical storm strength, and then makes landfall, and really not all that significant. Again, tropical storm force, some gusty winds, heavy showers, but not the behemoth typhoon that's barreling down across the western Pacific. So a lot of questions at this time. Again, don't get too wrapped up. Continue to monitor the models, see how they trend. That's going to be the key factor here. But again, with there being model divergence, in terms of intensity, Like I said, GFS ramps it up to a pretty significant typhoon. Navjim hardly does anything with it at all. You're talking a very wide track spread, anywhere from Okinawa to the Kanto Plain. There are a lot of uncertainties, and we really won't know much until later on in the week, till we get a developed tropical cyclone. But definitely bears watching. If you do have plans early next week, it is something to keep an eye out. Of course, continue to follow more as it develops over at Tropical Weather or Western Pacific weather.com, and you can also join in on the discussion at storm2k.org. I do appreciate you tuning in. Please have a great day and take care.